If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer, if you're a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. The Acrobats. I'll swing by my ankles, she'll cling to your knees, as you hang by your nose from a high-up trapeze. But just one thing, please, as we float through the breeze, don't sneeze. Magic. Sandra's seen a leprechaun, Eddie touched a troll, Lori danced with witches once, Charlie found some goblin's gold, Donald heard a mermaid sing, Susie spied an elf. But all the magic I have known, I've had to make myself. Homemade boat. This boat that we just built is just fine. And don't try to tell us it's not. The sides and the back are divine. It's the bottom, I guess we forgot. I must remember. I must remember. Turkey on Thanksgiving, pudding on Christmas, eggs on Easter, chicken on Sunday, fish on Friday, leftovers Monday. But, ah me, I'm such a dunce. I went and ate them all at once. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Went for a ride in a flying shoe. Hooray, what fun! It's time we flew, said Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle was captain and Pickle was crew, and Tickle served coffee and mulligan stew. As higher and higher and higher they flew, Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Over the sun and beyond the blue. Hold on, stay in, I hope we do, cried Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Never returned to the world they knew, and nobody knows what's happened to dear Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Captain Hook. Captain Hook must remember not to scratch his toes. Captain Hook must watch out and never pick his nose. Captain Hook must be gentle when he shakes your hand. Captain Hook must be careful opening sardine cans, and playing tag, and pouring tea, and turning pages of his book. Lots of folks I'm glad I ain't, but mostly Captain Hook. Hug-a-war. I will not play at tug-a-war. I'd rather play at hug-a-war, where everyone hugs instead of tugs, where everyone giggles and rolls on the rug, where everyone kisses and everyone grins, and everyone cuddles and everyone wins. It's dark in here. I am writing these poems from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. So please excuse the handwriting, which may not be too clear. But this afternoon by the lion's cage, I'm afraid I got too near. And I'm writing these lines from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. Ourchestra. So you haven't got a drum? Just beat your belly. So I haven't got a horn? I'll play my nose. So we haven't any cymbals? We'll just slap our hands together. And though there may be orchestras that sound a little better, with their fancy shiny instruments that cost an awful lot, hey, we're making music twice as good by playing what we've got. Flag. 1 star is for Alaska, 1 star is for Nebraska, 1 star is North Dakota, 1 star is Minnesota. There are lots of other stars, but I forget which ones they are. Colors. My skin is kind of sort of brownish, pinkish, yellowish white. My eyes are grayish, bluish, green, but I'm told they look orange in the night. My hair is reddish, blondish, brown, but it's silver when it's wet. And all the colors I am inside have not been invented yet. The loser. Mama said I'd lose my head if it wasn't fastened on. Today I guess it wasn't, 'cause while playing with my cousin, it fell off and rolled away, and now it's gone. And I can't look for it, 'cause my eyes are in it, and I can't call to it, 'cause my mouth is on it. Couldn't hear me anyway, 'cause my ears are on it. Can't even think about it, 'cause my brain is in it. So I guess I'll sit down on this rock and rest for just a minute. Jimmy Jet and his TV set. I'll tell you the story of Jimmy Jet, and you know what I tell you is true. He loved to watch his TV set almost as much as you. He watched all day, he watched all night, till he grew pale and lean. From the early show to the late show and all the shows between. He watched till his eyes were frozen wide and his bottom grew into his chair, and his chin turned into a tuning dial and antenna grew out of his hair, and his brains turned into TV tubes and his face to a TV screen, and two knobs saying Vert and Horace grew where his ears had been, and he grew a plug that looked like a tail, so he plugged in little Jim. And now, instead of him watching TV, we all sit around and watch him.